Hi everybody, and welcome to Survival Dads. Now today, I want to talk about sex. Okay, so throughout human history, through short-scale disasters such as flooding or fires, to major disasters like world wars and the bubonic plague, people have been doing the nasty. It's a fact of life. It has been happening for generations and generations, basically since we were living in caves. So I want to talk about some things that you may need to consider when preparing for sex after the shit hits the fan. Okay, so obviously first, the positives. Sex is fun, we all enjoy it. It can relieve stress and tension and unify bonds and create companionship with you and your loved one. But obviously in a disaster situation there's a few more things you may need to think about, and that is what this is about. So join me while I talk about some of the things you may need to consider. Okay, so first things first, hygiene. There's enough dirty people in the world already without the end of the world happening and sanitation services going down. So a good supply of wet wipes, soap and clean water is vital. Make sure you keep yourself clean, make sure you keep yourself smelling fresh. Okay, so during a short-term shit hit the fan situation, or perhaps a longer term shit hits the fan situation, pregnancy will probably want to be avoided. Obviously everyone wants to repopulate the earth, will be the last man alive to do it, but in a disaster situation food might be lacking, basic medical services might be lacking, so it will be dangerous for mother and child to actually be pregnant. So the ability to avoid pregnancy is pretty important, I think. Something I think we should prepare for. So a supply of condoms or other contraception would be quite important, I think. So make sure that you've got a supply, because if not, there's other methods but they're not quite as fun or reliable. Okay, so with basic medical services lacking, there is a chance that sexually transmitted diseases will be on the rise, and if you are unlucky enough to contract one, you won't be able to get it sorted unless you go down the pirate route and start injecting mercury places where mercury should never be injected. I learned that in history. Thanks, school. Yeah, so with the prevalence of STDs in today's society anyway, the use of condoms I think will be even more useful in this situation, unless obviously you're with the same partner and you're taking other kind of precautions. So another thing to think about is STDs, as horrible as they are. Okay, so quite a serious subject to talk about now. During major disasters, for example Hurricane Katrina in the US, people, or the worst scum of society, tend to come out of the woodwork. For example, as I mentioned, in Katrina there were reports of numerous rapes and sexual assaults happening in the centres where people were told to congregate, and I think in a even more major situation that is unfortunately likely to be even more prevalent. So basic self-defense training, safety in numbers, and just a plan to be able to defend yourself should a situation like that arrive. This is for men, women and children, so something for you to think about, guys. Be prepared for the worst. As I say, there's some horrible people out there, and it's something which you need to sit down with each other, you and your loved ones, and discuss and basically have a plan for it. So yeah, watch out for this now. Okay, so last but by no means least, something for you all to think about during a shit hits fan situation will be if the grid goes down. So what you're going to do when the grid goes down and you have no power and your iPod's dead and your Spotify playlist doesn't work anymore. You know that special playlist that you put on when you want to get her in the mood? It's not going to work anymore. So unless you can sing like Barry White or play the guitar, it's not going to work. So you may want to get those lessons in now, boys. So yeah, that's it. Just some things to think about for either minor or major SHTF situations. That's just some of the things I think that we should all think about for sex after shit hits the fan. It's going to happen, but make sure you do it right. Stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you soon. But not like that, that's weird.